the executive director of J-Flag. So hold the line, man. Let's take a break and come right back.
Okay, it's 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. We are having a very robust discussion triggered by the events yesterday at the Grand Gala, where artist Queen Ifrica sparked some controversy when she said, "Listen, this is for all my straight friends," and gay people took offense to it, as well as when she said to the Prime Minister, time to legalize marijuana and make it into a massive economic benefit for the people of Jamaica. That has triggered a lot of debate, questions here, and we've heard from Tony Rebel and Queen Ifrica about their right to be heard on this issue of homosexuality, always a controversial issue in Jamaica. We also can tell you that today J-Flag issued a statement saying that it notes with profound disappointment the anti-gay animus expressed by Queen Ifrica at the Grand Gala. According to J-Flag, her sentiment is an example of the unabated divisiveness we continue to allow to take prominence on the national stage. J-Flag goes on to say that Queen Ifrica's remark is similar to the vitriolic sentiments which came from Tony Rebel at the celebrations last year and should have never been allowed again. Tony Rebel has defended his position, so too Queen Ifrica, and we have joining us now the Executive Director of J-Flag, Dane Lewis. Queen Ifrica and Tony Rebel continue to be with us. Dane, good evening.
Evening, Chris.
First of all, I don't know if you have been listening to Queen Ifrica and Tony Rebel. They're essentially saying they have a right to be heard as well on this issue. And J-Flag is really wanting to deny them that freedom to express, freedom of speech in a democracy.
And that they are not homophobic.
Right.
I certainly heard all of the conversation and very delighted to hear that they're not homophobic. Queen Ifrica spoke about diplomacy earlier.
Hello, you can say good evening. We are humans, you know. That's what we're talking about.
Good evening, good.
Queen Ifrica spoke about diplomacy earlier, and her statement, and then following up that statement with her song "Keep It to Yourself," suggests otherwise. And I'm sure many other Jamaicans, in fact, I was in the stadium myself, and the people that were sitting next to me, who I did not know, in fact, reacted quite negatively, wondering why.
They were in the minority.
No, Queen Ifrica, you have had a long run, okay?
Yeah,
allow him to speak.
And certainly the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community is in the minority. And just as yourself, we do have a right to freedom of expression. We are not in any way attempting to limit your freedom of expression. As we did, the discussion earlier did speak to the fact that it was a family event. And certainly we feel that it is totally inappropriate and certainly disrespectful, not just to those who may have been part of organizing the event, performing at the event, but also attending the event.
That there are a lot
Queen Ifrica, you're going to play by the rules, okay? You got a long, uninterrupted run, okay?
You're going to get a chance.
You're going to get a chance to respond.
Continue,
okay?
in, please.
Can you promise me that, Queen Ifrica?
Promise.
Thank you. Good. Go ahead, Dave.
So our release is on the basis that we feel that it is inappropriate, utterly disrespectful, because of the persons who may have been part of organizing the event, performing in the event, and also attending the event. That you also mentioned earlier, Chris, those families who have persons who are lesbian, gay, or bisexual who were in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the basis on which we've sent out that release. Just totally inappropriate for that family event. And certainly, I'll reiterate, you as artists, you do have a right to freedom of speech, and I think we must recognize that certainly comes with responsibility.
Queen Ifrica?
Mm-hmm.
Are you finished then, by the way?
I am, and in fact, on another point, I remember a number of years ago, in fact, when I just began working with J-Flag, Queen Ifrica was nominated for, I think it was a UNICEF ambassador because of that wonderful song, Daddy Don't Touch Me There.
That was not the song, sweetheart.
Whichever song it was that was to get you that nomination. we said, well, let us talk because UNICEF had a concern because the song "Keep It to Yourself" had just come out, and we said, oh, we'd be happy to sit in a meeting, but that did not materialize.
That's not true either.
Finish, Dane. Dane finish, and then I'm going to allow Queen Ifrica.
Well, Dane look like him finish, man.
You finished, Dane?
Yeah.
Okay, Queen Ifrica.
Let me ask Dane one question first. I've never thought about me.
Hold
Why
on.
is it that...
Hold on, Tony. Queen Ifrica has been... Hold on, Tony. I am the umpire here now, okay?
All right, umpire, go ahead.
Queen Ifrica has been itching to respond. Queen Ifrica?
All right. First of all, let me start with the last part first, Mr. Dale. Right? I was approached by UNICEF along with Shelley and Fraser Price that they wanted us to be female child rights ambassador on behalf of UNICEF in Jamaica. We said yes because it's UNICEF, and they said that I fit what they represent. Okay, it went to the stage where we went to a particular area in Kingston where I was introduced to UNICEF, the runnings of UNICEF. The next step would have been to make it public and to make it official because I would have already signed the necessary papers to say yes, I agree to doing it. But lo and behold, one day I got a call from UNICEF saying that they have a concern because somebody from J-Flag or one of those places called to say how dare them consider introducing me into UNICEF as a child rights ambassador when I'm a gay basher was the exact words that were used. So naturally I responded by saying, wow, that's funny, because previous to that I was taken into the field by UNICEF to deal with some situations to see how I would handle it, and I did, according to UNICEF, exceptionally well. And it was right across the board the things that we had to deal with. However, long story short, the head of UNICEF said to me that "Keep It to Yourself" is one of his favorite songs up until the point when it was described to him what I was saying. And he said somebody from the organization explained the song to him to say that the song was saying that I was saying, don't come to Jamaica, because if you come to Jamaica, we're going to kill you down here for being homosexual. Now, when I explained myself and the song to UNICEF, they had already made the decision with the gay flag community. And so their hands were tied. They asked me to kindly not make it public and to make it go away, which I've been doing up until Dale so gladly brought it up just now. Because the song "Keep It to Yourself" was written, as I said earlier, when the gay book was introduced into the curriculum without the knowledge of the Jamaican people to give the consent as to whether or not everybody wanted the children to be exposed to that.
So you were never made a UNICEF ambassador?
I was never made a UNICEF ambassador thanks to somebody from in J-Flag who was not brave enough to come to the meeting that was requested by myself and my team and UNICEF.
So there's history between you
No, that is totally incorrect.
Hold on, Queen Ifrica, hold on. So there's history between...
Totally incorrect.
What is totally... Hold on, Queen Ifrica. What is totally incorrect, Dean?
We had said we would be glad to meet with Honorable and Queen Ifrica, and we were told that they did not want to meet with us.
That's a lie. That's a lie, and we can get UNICEF involved and all the parties.
All right. That's not going to carry us much further now. Tony, your time.
All right, my time now. Well, first of all, I want about that meeting. The truth of the matter is that we never have a problem meeting and to discuss what the song was all about, because the song was misinterpreted by whoever had interpreted it to the people at UNICEF. But anyway, that's his part. I mean, Mr. Dale, you're supposed to have some form of knowledge of you describing me as vitriolic. And I want to ask you, what right you have to describe me as that? Me, you never have a conversation yet. What in my performance last year or whenever would indicate to you that I am.
And we know the sentiment that was uttered last year.
And what was the sentiment? I asked.
Your feeling that marriage should remain between one man and one woman.
Okay, and therefore my feeling should be stifled because of what? I don't have the right to express my feelings.
Not at all. And I come back to diplomacy and what is appropriate and what is inappropriate.
Yeah, but what is hate? What is vitriolic about that there? You see, I would want to think that homosexuality is an intellectual disease, you know. But there's a whole lot of things that I'm seeing happening in Jamaica where showing that there's a lot of arrogance and ignorance that is going on within that community. Because if I as a heterosexual person go on a national stage in Jamaica and said, I think that marriage should continue between a man and a woman, that's my opinion. I have the right to do that. You know what I mean? You can't tell me that I am hating people. I am bitter. I don't deal with bitterness, man. You say I sound like a bitter man. I'm not bitter.
We have reached out to so many people in the gay community who can't turn to you guys.
So then,
you guys are just about the rights.
Ifrica, hold it for me. Dan, hold on, Ifrica. Dan Lewis, tell me, why did you use the word vitriolic to describe Tony Rebel's sentiments last year? Dan?
Yes, I'm here.
Why did you use the word vitriolic? Because so far what I've heard, he has asserted a view, which is a popular view, that marriage is between a man and a woman. What is vitriolic about that? Did he say anything else that would rise to the level of vitriol?
In fact, no. I mean,
apologize, Benadil, man. Apologize, man. Apologize to me then, because you make it sound as if I am somebody who is going around telling people to shoot gays and to kill them, and we don't like them and we hate them. And it is in total opposite. I heard Queen Ifrica mention the thing that we went for Head a Little White. When we went there, and there were lots of guys there that were gays. I mean,
all right, hold on there now.
I must say I'm very encouraged by that earlier discussion. I knew of that
Tony.
was with Heather Little White, and applaud you guys for actually being the only artist willing to engage with them.
Right. So
and I would want to also support you. I mean,
hold on, Tony. Tony, we're making a little progress. Allow him now, man. Make him talk.
Let's be very clear. J-Flag does not support any form of child abuse.